Welcome to This Week in BJJ, the only show running the gamut of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and running it live every Friday night.
Hello guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of This Week in BJJ. Today is October 11th, I believe, and I'm joined here, I'm Budo Jake, and I'm joined here as usual with Budo Dane. Dane, what's going on today?
I'm doing very well. I'm fighting off a sinus infection, but I believe in my immune system.
Why, did you have a long weekend?
Something like that. Apparently there's a Master Senior Worlds event going on. I didn't know.
Right. And tonight we have a very special guest, Shawn Williams. Shawn, thanks for coming in today.
I love being here with you guys, and I'm the same. I'm fighting off a cold right now, but it's all good.
I see you brought something for us.
I did. I brought one of my favorite brews because you guys are always sharing these awesome things with me, so I wanted to bring something that I like very much called Triple Carmelet. So yummy.
It's Belgian, my favorite country for beer.
They do pretty well over there.
Is it a dark or?
No, it's sort of
I guess
like a white, sort of like a Belgian white ale. Like, see that? Whoa, that's what I'm talking about.
Interception.
See, we got to go in style over here.
Oops. Whoa.
I like that Jake just made it rain with beer.
So Shawn, you're not drinking tonight?
I'm not, because I'm on a bout with antibiotics to get myself better and back in training before I do some traveling. Cheers, guys. Give that a sip. See if you like it.
This is going to be my new favorite, I think.
All right.
That's
score.
Awesome.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Score.
That's awesome.
Really good.
Yeah, it's not too heavy on the hops.
Yeah, it's really nice.
What, you say you're traveling? Where are you going?
Yeah, I got to go to Toronto to do a seminar up there, and then at Open Mat, and then I'm going to New York for a couple days, and so see the guys.
Do you ever get to travel? Excuse me. Do you ever get to travel just for fun, or is jiu-jitsu always involved?
Jiu-jitsu is fun for me, so I travel for. I'm lucky. I get to travel all the time, and most of it is for jiu-jitsu. So, but that's it's for fun, you know. Yeah. Got to go to Nottingham with the coolest group of guys ever. You know, it's pretty awesome.
That was an awesome trip.
So, have you chosen a subject for your seminar? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna do on one day. We're gonna do the 10 most important things that everyone should know in jiu-jitsu. And then I'm going to work with his competition team, and second day we're going to do some Nogi stuff.
So, I mean, I've always had this question because I've never taught a seminar for obvious reasons, but when you go into it, do people like, when you're organizing it, do they say, we would like you to go over this, or do they give you free reign, or?
Yeah, it depends on, I think it depends on the instructor of the school, you know. I like them to give me feedback because they know their students better than I do.
Right.
So it's a little simpler if they go, you know, what my students could really use is this, and then I can start planning and figure out what would be the best type of stuff to show there.
Have you ever improv'd it, just shown out them?
Not at a seminar. No, I try to take those really seriously, you know, like especially guys are paying to have that done, and like I usually spend the week before writing it out. It's all on paper, written out, and you know, it's planned. Everything's planned. So
that sounds like a great topic for a seminar.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. It's actually his idea, so I can't take credit for it.
I think you should though. You should just run
of course, it was mine. All mine. But yeah, it's a good topic, I think, and a lot of fundamental stuff and some tricky stuff too. But
you do Q&A too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That like I'm doing 3 sessions on the seminar. So the one is going to be that, then the second one is going to be basically a rolling Q&A type thing.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, that subject seems like it'd lend itself to a great Q&A too.
Yeah, absolutely. But I always answer questions if guys have questions. Right. Yeah, for sure.
That's always a fun part of seminars for me, is when you can get that back and forth.
Right.
Yeah, feedback is awesome. Yeah.
Did you go to a lot of seminars going through the ranks?
No, I didn't. Henzo's Academy was like one big seminar, so I was lucky, you know. Like we always had good guys coming through, so it was like one humongous seminar. Right. So I was fortunate, but I didn't go. I watched a lot of tapes, a lot of competition.
Do you think seminars are more beneficial for guys that live in remote areas that might not have access to higher level guys?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's critical for a school owner or instructor to have seminars in if they have a hard time, you know, if they're out in the middle of nowhere and they're purple brown belts, maybe new black belts, or just any black belts too. Like need to have seminars too. Like, but I think that can really affect the growth of the students in the school for sure. For sure.
I've seen photographs of seminars in the Midwest or whatever, and you'll see huge turnouts.
Yeah. Right.
And likewise, on the other hand, you'll see tournaments in Southern California with terrible turnouts.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much high-level guys all around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well, before we get too much into it, I want to talk about my favorite new snack, and we were snacking on some of this at the Masters and Seniors Worlds. Ahi tuna jerky. This stuff is incredible. It goes very well with beer, in my opinion. It's high in protein, high in DHA, and low in fat. It's made from Japanese sashimi-grade ahi tuna. It's a great, healthy snack. You can get it at itsumoahituna.com or BudoVideos.com. Use coupon code BudoVideos for 10% off on either site.
It's yummy.
Well, should we get to the news?
Let's get to the news. All right, guys, as a break from the norm, we're going to address Jiu-Jitsu's growth and the new paragon of pop culture, I guess, references. BJJ made it onto The Simpsons. Did you see this clip?
What? I didn't see that. How did I miss this?
Our work promoting Jiu-Jitsu is done.
Yes.
Just shutter this thing and let's walk out now. We have a clip to show you guys, but yeah, it's pretty funny for the people that missed it.
I'm here to take my life back.
I thought this might happen, so I mastered Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Crawl atop me and meet your doom.
That is awesome.
Which, strangely for me, is actually accurate because that's how every street fight has happened in my.
That is
experience.
awesome. But I couldn't hear the sound on that. But was that Jeff Goldblum by any chance? It looked like him in Jurassic Park.
No,
that's why I wondered.
Who was it? I can't remember which
guest voice for that.
That would have been awesome.
He would have been a good guest voice right there.
Especially with his like halting speech. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But that says something, you know. Jiu-Jitsu is getting into people's consciousness.
Oh,
it's mainstream.
It is. I think so. I think it's out there.
I mean, think about it. It used to be. I mean, when we were coming up, it was probably karate jokes, right? The guys would have pulled the karate stance, and now it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I think it kind of indicates the permeation, right?
Sweet.
Yeah. Good job, Jake.
That's awesome.
And Shawn.
Yeah. Does that stereotype bother you that jiu-jitsu is only effective laying on your back?
No, actually, it's hilarious. It doesn't at all. Yesterday, Kenny, Florian, and I were training, and we were joking around because we were talking about the guard. It's specifically the guard, and he's a very funny guy. So there were two other guys training in the school, and one was, I think he had like his big toe caught in the half guard, past him, like knee cut across through, and he had like, one guy had like the toe still stuck in there, and he was like, "See, because we're jiu-jitsu guys, you think that guy's passing? Wrong. we like to call that the 5% guard. You're in my 5% guard." And then we started joking around like, "Yeah, we're so guard oriented that when you're cross-side, you're not cross-side. You're in my zero guard." We call it the zero guard. Right. So we're just joking around. It's funny. So.
Yeah. Now, little do you know, in the wake of that, Ibjjf is going to completely do the rule system.
What?
They're going to do the rule system? Like Psych Control, no, that's
yeah,
zero
exactly.
guard.
Yeah, that's not. You didn't pass the guard. It's just you're still in the zero guard. Sorry,
zero is still a number.
Actually, I remember when we were talking over the Masters and Seniors Worlds this weekend, I said something about Tellus and the turtle guard, and it popped in my mind. I went to a Mansour referee seminar, and he said, "Turtle is not a guard."
That's hilarious. Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. I think guard is awesome. So
right.
So speaking of the Masters and Seniors Worlds, that was a long day. A lot of great fights.
Yeah.
Next year it'll be a 2-day event. What we're talking about is last weekend's Masters and Seniors Worlds Championship. Masters is people over 30 years old, so everybody there was over 30, and we got to see some legend of the sport come back. What were some of your highlights of the day?
Seeing like Shaolin and Hobbs and Moore back, and the new Bastos kid, Ricardo Bastos, like he looked good. They had said that's the first time he had been in here in the States, so he's a welcome new arrival. He looked good, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. All three of those names you mentioned were Nova União.
Yeah.
And they took the team trophy. They got first place. Gracie Baja got second, and Alliance got third. We have some clips of some of the highlights. Let's start off with Alexandre Paiva. This guy is one of the founding members of Alliance, back with Jacare. That's him on the left.
Nice.
He was out of competition for a couple years.
Whoa.
Had a bad spine injury.
Doesn't look like it. No. Jeez.
It just made it more flexible.
Really sharp movement.
Do it! Do it! Oh, I remember this. I was actually taking photos of this.
Oh, he's got it.
Beautiful.
It's hard to see, but Paiva was actually stone-faced through the whole thing. He's just very level. You can tell it's just concentration, sheer concentration.
Great to see him back in action.
Yeah, sweet movement.
Yeah, in the Master Light Featherweight division, we had the mighty Hobson Moore of Novi and versus Daniel Beleza. We have this match right now of the Academy of Combat Arts. And this was... I also remember this match. This is one of the more like technical, but it was things like the chess playing of jiu-jitsu where you could see they were both like looking at each other and thinking about it. We have that clip coming up. If I remember, I think it was Daniel that was in like a De La Riva guard, and they must have switched to the same grips and switches at least 2 or 3 times. Yeah, you'll kind of see it here. This is actually at the end of it, but he was there pressing behind the pressure. I
would imagine a lot of people don't really know Daniel Beleza's name, but he's always been like, whoa, sick, like really skilled guy. So if this is some of you guys out there, the first time they've ever seen him, is like, there's not a shock that he was like right there in Hobson's face, and he's really good.
Incredible guard.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing him off his back at any of his matches this year, but I also don't recall ever seeing people pass his guard, which Hobson does here.
Yeah, Hobson's got some good guard passing, though.
I mean, before this clip, I remember that, he was doing little adjustments. I've seen him popping his hips.
Yeah, that would have been right at the end of, 6 minutes, so.
Right.
In the Masters lightweight final match, we had Vitor Shaolin Ribeiro take on Marcos Torregrossa. Vitor from Nova União and Marcos from Team Lloyd Irvin.
This is a high energy match.
Yeah, some serious leg work from Marcos here, because his guard looked really good the whole day. But Shaolin, it's Shaolin.
Yeah, right.
It was really nice to see him back in action. It's one of the guys I used to watch when I was coming up. I used to watch him compete a lot. One of my favorite guys to watch.
Shaolin has a school in New York City now, not too far from your alma mater.
Yep.
To the middle podium.
Close match.
Right, very
but
close.
I thought Shaolin won. Yeah.
Now I go, boom, right to the 7. And if you do it right, you shouldn't hurt the guy. And you don't want to drop your knee on their toes. Don't be this dude who goes, boom! Break his toe. Don't be that guy. So if you're here, right? Now the way you hook them is once you get here, this leg comes in here, and push.
In the senior featherweight division, there was Gustavo Dantes of Novi and Alexander Freitas of Gracie Elite. This is the black belt senior feather. This was a final match, and again high energy match. A lot of transitions.
Yes, insane.
And Gustavo's balance.
Yeah, Soka does a return for a long time off right there too. So, you know, Soka, everybody knows him as Soka, not Alexander Freitas. So, you know, he's freaking awesome too. So, he's got a school in Long Island, I believe. So, I actually missed this match. I didn't even know he was competing. To be honest, I didn't see his. I missed his name, everything. I saw him there coaching, but didn't see him competing. So,
Senior Chantry reffing, so you know they're in good hands.
Gustavo looked insane the whole time too. Like really good, really solid. So hats off to him because Soka is awesome. You know,
Gustavo is the main Nova União guy in the United States. So nice to see him competing.
He looked great the whole day.
In the Masters Heavyweight Final Division, we had Roberto Tusa Alencar take on Givi Santana from Lotus Club.
And guys who don't know Jiva either, he is a beast.
Yes,
like a beast, serious beast. So always doing very well. Used to do very well in tournaments. Wow, close knee bar there. Hate to see that.
That was unfortunate.
Yep.
Knee reaping there.
Yep.
I saw that a few times too.
Yeah. That's one thing with the knee bar you have to be real careful with, because that knee bar was on for a minute, but anytime the guy turns and bends the knee and you come up, like, you're knee reaping. So it's you have to be careful with knee bars because your leg is in a reaping position. So if the guy turns out of it like Tusa did, you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
So if a guy turns back towards you, what do you just open up?
You're gonna have to under those rules. You either have to get that. You know, in this case, it was his left leg. Either get that leg out or try to get into inverted half guard, reverse half guard, quick enough that it isn't knee reaping. Because, you know, if you look at reverse half guard and you change the angles of the guy's head, it's knee reaping. It's just if the heads are close together, there's no knee reaping. So the leg position is still knee reaping, but if the heads come apart so that, you know, guys are facing each other in line, then that's a knee reap. So recovering out a knee bar, you have to go into reverse half guard or get your leg out of there.
That's a lot to keep in front of mind, especially during the heat of the moment.
In the heat of the moment when you're trying to finish somebody and they turn. And yeah, you know who else got 2 years ago, I believe? Claudio Calasanz had Rodolfo Vieira in a knee bar, busted his knee, and when he turned out of it, same thing, knee reaping, and he was disqualified. This tournament was in Brazil. So if you YouTube that, you'll see Calasanz is extending Rodolfo's knee, and he hurts him. He limps off the mat, but Rodolfo won that match because of knee reaping rules.
So Saulo Ribeiro had an amazing weekend. He came out on top of both the black senior super heavy and the open weight division for the black belts. We have a clip of both. We've actually seen we've seen him compete this year. So the crazy thing was his brother was in too. I thought for sure Alexandria wouldn't be going with him at once.
I was surprised to see him go for that San Naga so hard like that to almost give up his back.
Yeah, the guy kind of went on the same, like a Soto at the same time and ended up in good position, but then Saulo recovered. He's solid, you know.
Shawn, do you go for cross chokes from half guard like this?
I like cross chokes. It depends on the position, but when you have it on, see, he has that on. He knows he has it on, so he felt that he had it on, so he just kept it because you can finish there.
And this is Saulo Ribeiro versus Eric Wanderlei in the open weight division.
Yeah, Eric Wanderlei's a monster too, so this was a good win for Saulo. He just put the crush down right here. I think he was already winning by 2 points at this time, so I think that this is Wanderlei's return to competition. As far as I know, he hadn't competed for a while either.
Double gold for Saulo Ribeiro.
Good for him.
And his brother Shanji Ribeiro also did the same. He fought in the super heavyweight division and the open weight. Here are the final matches of both of those.
surprised Zhangji fought last weekend.
Yeah, considering he has a match coming up.
Probably the takedown of the day right there.
Yeah.
Big Kataguruma.
And it's definitely worth mentioning that Zhangji is also very, very, very active in adult BJJ as well, in adult competitions, worlds, prelims.
Yeah, he's been real active this last year.
And I like how both he and his brother almost always go for the takedown.
Yeah, they're well-rounded guys. They tried taking people down and get a shot at Ricardo Bastos. Look at that movement. Like, that's nice.
Yeah.
Especially like they said he hadn't competed for a little while either, right? Mm-hmm. He looked good last weekend. But you make one little mistake, the guy like Shanji, and you're gonna pay. So he pays for it here, puts the second hook in, I believe. He threatens the neck first, and then I think he got the second hook eventually.
I would have to go back and watch the footage, but I don't recall a point being made against Salo or Shanji.
I think you're right. I don't recall either. I think you could be right.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Both brothers double gold. Some people were saying it's almost unfair for them to enter this tournament. Do you feel that way?
No, I don't feel that way at all. I think there's a lot of guys. I bet my guess is that next year this tournament will have a lot more guys come to play, because I think there are guys out there that are over 30 that can challenge both of them. But I think that a lot of the guys that are over 30 don't want to do this tournament just quite yet. But maybe they see guys, maybe Shanji and the guys like that, Tusa doing it. Maybe that's gonna bring some other guys like, you know what? Why shouldn't I do this? Why shouldn't we do both, the adult and this one? It's a chance for another extra competition and extra spotlight, whatever it is, extra challenge. And it's far enough away from the adult world that it gives guys the time to rest and then get back into training. And so
I can't help but think that, just watching the event, there was quite a bit of like wait and see attitude to it.
Yeah,
and there's probably some wait to register attitude, and then it filled up.
It filled up.
So it filled up. Register.
I was a victim of that.
Right.
No, it was my fault. I was not a victim.
But you're right. There are a lot of guys that are over 30 still doing the adult worlds that could have been here, like Cobrinha, like Andre Galvao, like Shawn Williams, that didn't. So maybe next year we'll see more of a turnout.
I think so. I think if guys start going, you know what, it's just a great tournament. Let's just do it.
I know doing the Draculino camp the week before Worlds, he asked who's registered, and then people raised their hand, and then he said who wanted to go but couldn't, and I think at least a third of it. Did they do it on the day of the day?
No, I didn't see that.
It was the second day. At least a third. I would say easily 10 people raised their hands, and I heard that was the complaint on the mat. Was like, I wanted to register, but they cut it to 2 weeks early or whatever.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned this earlier. Next year it will be a 2-day event.
Great.
So should be a lot more.
I knew.
Great.
I assumed it was in the first place.
Yeah.
For a world championship.
Right. Yeah, that'll be great.
So we got one more highlight to watch.
We have the Master Ultra Heavy with Gustavo Perez, who's also very, very active on the adult scene as well. He's from GB, and we have Rodrigo Medeiros from Brasa. And this is a great match.
I think most people watching this didn't know a lot about Gustavo and totally expected Comprito to win, but Gustavo's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've seen he's looked good, real good lately.
And he didn't practice a day for this tournament. He was in Brazil leading up to this and just came back and didn't even train when he got back, just entered the tournament.
Yeah. Having trained with him, the one thing I can tell you, for a guy so heavy, he moves like he's 150 pounds.
Wow.
He's really transitioning.
Well, he looked good there.
Yeah.
Kind of almost like a flying triangle as he passed.
Flying attacks are a specialty, and maybe that's why he doesn't train too much, because he gets the job done so quickly. Doesn't need to.
That'd be nice.
So yeah, that was an interesting tournament. We talked a little bit about this while we were commentating, Shawn, but there was something different about this tournament than a Worlds or a Pan. Guys that were all over 30, they didn't grow up with Barimbalos and 50-50, so that's probably not a big part of their game. And we didn't see, and also the matches were shorter, 5 or 6 minutes, so we didn't see hardly any stalling.
I know, it was really cool. It was. It had it had a different feel to it. Aside from the matches being faster, but I agree, there was very little 50-50. There was very little Berimbolo, but yeah, it was more like just traditional, like effective, cool jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Do you have an affinity towards traditional jiu-jitsu like that, or?
No, I like whatever works. I like whatever works for. I've always been biased that I like what works for both sport and if you happen to be in a fight. So I'm always a little bit biased on that. But as a coach and an instructor and a fan, like whatever works I like. So like I teach my students berimbolo and the counter to it and stuff like this. I just have I wouldn't make my game berimbolo because I just think that you could be punched. But that's just me. I wouldn't have that view for my students. I wouldn't have that view to the sport. Like, man, it's all good. If guys are freaking awesome at it, it's a very effective tool. Right. So deep half guard, same thing. Like, I don't make my game deep half guard because you could be punched in the face real easy. But I don't punish anyone for guys that did good deep half guard. Cool, it's awesome, and I teach my students that. And I think it's important to be well-rounded, and depending on what your goals are is what you make your game.
Mm-hmm. So we did a live broadcast of this tournament, and the entire commentary channel of the broadcast, it's over 12 hours long, is available for replay on Budo Videos.
Yes,
it's $7 or $8, I forget which, but yeah, it's pretty cheap for that much entertainment. It was a nice long day. So go to BudoVideos.com, check that out. And speaking of new products, we have a couple other products to talk about. The Ibjjf Nogi Worlds is coming up on November 3rd and 4th. Guys are always asking me what is legal to wear and what's not.
And I've said this previously, make sure you know beforehand, because you see the guys having to do the 1,000-step sprint to go up to the Budo booth, get their ranked rash guard, and come back.
Right. In Nogi, we don't wear belts, but it's easy to tell what rank the guy is at the Ibjjf Nogi Worlds because your rash guard has to show the color. It has to be 30% the color of your rank. There's no white belts, so it's either blue, purple, brown, or black. There's a few different options, but the two best-selling rash guards at Budo Videos are the Nogi long sleeve rash guard. This one's item number 32922. This retails for $49.95. Fully sublimated, logos won't crack or peel. Get that in your rank color, and these last a long time. Another bestseller, this one just came out. This is from Shoya Roll, item number 34504. It's also a long sleeve rash guard, available in all rank colors. Also, there's the issue of the shorts. Shorts have to be solid black. It could be like this one. These are made by Nogi Industries, item 34136. Those are $45. Or it could also show some of your rank color. We also carry rank colored shorts as well. So don't wait too long. Get that stuff squared away right away and show up so you can be calm, ready to fight.
And one side note that I just thought of, remember American Nationals, Ollie was wearing spats.
Yep.
And apparently it's okay to wear grappling tights under your shorts as long as they're all black. That was the verdict, right?
Yep. That's right.
Okay.
So
there we have it.
And for women, that's always been legal, but now it's legal for guys too.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be the next live broadcast we do also, November 3rd and 4th, all day long. Haven't seen a long list of guys because a lot of people wait till later to sign up. But as I mentioned earlier, Lloyd Irvin is going to compete this year.
Cool.
So that'll be great to see the leader of Team Lloyd Irvin out there competing.
That's cool. I like. It's awesome that he just steps in there, no matter how he does. Like it's super cool that he's just like, hey, I'm gonna go do this.
Absolutely.
You know,
this is an event I always look forward to. I love the Nogi Worlds. I like Nogi in general, but the Nogi Worlds is a great tournament.
Yeah. One other thing we need to talk about before we go to the mats, and this is Daniel Beleza versus Carlos Esquisito Holanda. This is what we're going to be breaking down with Shawn Williams on the mat. But first, I want you guys to take a look at the match and pay particular attention to how it ends.
There it goes.
good control. Yeah, real sweet.
So Daniel not taking no for an answer.
Yeah. Once they lock the hands, or the collar, now it's trouble. It's a very bad position.
Let's see how far his wrist is away from his shoulder.
Oh, yeah. That was a cool match because Holanda was winning right there, and I think that was the last, like, man, maybe 20 seconds, 30, 20 seconds, something like that.
Holanda was only up by, what, an advantage?
He was up by an advantage, but he's so crafty that he was just...
Right,
so over till the fat lady sings.
If that looked like a jumbled mess of arms and legs, have no fear. Shawn's going to break this down for us on the mats. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.